After uploading my video where I tried to link the Las Vegas alien incident to the Miami Mall alien incident, a lot of people in the comments section of that video were saying that the Peru alien incident was also linked somehow to these two separate accounts, and people were telling me that I needed to go and check it out, so I don't know how, but this completely flew under my radar, and because basically what had happened was there was a supposed attack on a village back in 2023 where aliens that were flying that looked like the Green Goblin. This is to quote the people. It looked like the Green Goblin from Spider-Man swept in and started attacking people. But after doing a little bit of digging, it doesn't seem like everything that came out of that meets the eye. So first of all, we're going to kind of deep dive into the actual incident and the footage from that incident. So I have found the original footage from the Metro news outlet. So we're going to take a little look at that footage first. Bear in mind, this was in Peru.
Se está volando, dice. Aquí vamos a ver cómo podemos hacer para seguir. Esa es la que le da volar. Y con la bala no se lo puede agarrar, vuelan.
Now, from what I can gather, this was when they were on the hunt for this being that was, you know, one person had it happen, like experienced them, and then everyone kind of went on a bit of a witch hunt to find them.
¿Viste? ¿La has visto?
Que de ahí se eleva, eso anda a un metro de altura anda y tiene una luz roja en la parte del talón. Su cabeza es largo, la máscara que tiene es largo y el ojo, el divisor de ojo es color.
Right, here we go. So I'm not sure if you could see the white kind of thing moving through the sky. I will rewind the footage a bit. I think they're taking shots at it. I believe that's what the kind of the popping sound is them trying to take shots at this extraterrestrial. So let me rewind the clip here. Right here. I think what's most eerie about the clip so far is how it goes from utter chaos. You can hear the shots, you can hear the people shouting, you know, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of things going on, and then suddenly, boom, silence. Like the video literally goes from chaos to silence. And I found that the most eerie when watching through this, but it gets crazier.
Oh, ya se ha elevado, ya dice, ya se ha elevado. Ya se alarga, vuela, escucha, pues no le aparece nada. Puta madre, ¿cómo vamos a hacer ahora? Vuela, puta madre, a ver qué le hacemos. Vamos a hacer, puta madre. Es que llama a la policía, al ejército, para que nos vengan a apoyar. Vamos a ver cómo estará la familia allá. Estamos vestidos, cómo están correteando acá.
So, as you can see from that, chaos. Just chaos, carnage everywhere. People running left, right and centre, gunshots being heard, you know. It was chaotic. So, villagers in Peru had made desperate plea to the military to save them from a, quote, 7-foot alien which attacked them every night. Peru's national prosecution officer, which is now investigating the, quote, alien attacks, believes illegal gold mining crime syndicate are to blame. So, we'll get onto that a little bit more later on, because it does get pretty crazy. But this is the photo that I wanted to try and pull up here. So this, if I can zoom into it, I can, is the literal raw image of what they believe to be attacking them every single night. And you can see where they got the Green Goblin-esque look from. It's believed that they were wearing these jetpack things. You can see kind of on the boots as well, the helmets. So you can understand why they would liken it to the Green Goblin from Spider-Man. And also, looking at the equipment that they're wearing, it would definitely add a lot more height to the people, which would make them, in fact, look around 7 feet tall. Now, there is a video that kind of goes a bit more in depth, better than I can, so we're going to take a little look at that as well.
The alleged alien attacks began in July this year. An isolated indigenous community in rural Peru claims so. Villagers say they were being harassed by strange beings, who even tried to kidnap a 15-year-old girl from the village.
Now that's crazy, absolutely crazy. I know that things like this in countries like Peru are quite, you know, unfortunately they are quite common occurrences. Doesn't make it right, but it is very common. But people believe this 15-year-old believes she was being abducted by aliens. That's how crazy this was.
Locals say they saw armored aliens that looked like the Green Goblin. You know, one of the arch enemies of the superhero Spider-Man? These so-called aliens have long heads with yellowish eyes, and they surf the wind with the help of their shoes.
Now, I'm going to go into this a lot more in a moment, so, you know, I've got some talking points on that.
They rise up, then float at a height of about 1 meter. One of the villagers even shot what he called an alien, but the being didn't fall. It elevated further, then disappeared. Sounds shady, but just as curious, especially because of the timing. This comes just weeks after the US congressional hearings about UFOs. So obviously, the matter blew up. It fed into the global conversation on extraterrestrial life visiting Earth. Believers analyzed every bit of the grainy videos. Skeptics slammed them for, well, believing that aliens haunt Peru. After all, the alien quota is limited to America, at least according to Hollywood. Eventually, the news spread like wildfire.
Now, that's kind of as far as I think I want to go on this, because it does go into a topic that I want to talk about myself. So, obviously, with it all coming out around the David Grush incident, we also had the Las Vegas incident around this time as well. It completely added into this kind of almost mass hysteria of aliens. You know, we were just told by David Grush, a whistleblower, that there are alien life forms and alien spacecraft on Earth, and we've made contact with alien beings. Then we've got the Las Vegas incident, which was completely backed up by body cam footage from the police, ring footage from neighbours, and then accounts from the family themselves. And then suddenly this, and everyone's like, it has to be aliens. And to be honest, like I said before, I don't know how I completely missed this, but I did. But after doing a little bit of research, and truly I mean a little bit of research, it didn't take me long to find this. Prosecutors say that illegal miners dressed as aliens attack villagers in Peru. So this is a News Nation interview, who are actually incredibly good at kind of keeping their nose to the ground when it comes to this kind of thing. Let's check out what they had to say.
This has happened before. Miners will go in and try to scare the wits out of villagers by pretending to look like aliens, etc. Ben Hansen is an expert. He is like one of the best UFO investigators out there, and he was one of the first people to throw cold water on all of this. So what was your first clue, Ben? You were so quick with your assessment.
Well, thanks for teeing me up for such high expectations, first of all. So what's really weird about this, the whole thing is weird. Okay, so let's try to unpack this a little bit. The events, a lot of the events that are being reported are true. We have video of the authorities showing up. We have video of the villagers running out into the jungle shooting at something. Okay, but after the investigation, what they come out with is they say that the prosecutor says that they believe the police investigation summarizes that these were miners protecting gold, okay, with jetpacks, that they're flying around on jetpacks with hoods and masks and glowing something and going around cutting people's throats. So let that sit just for a second. It really sounds like an episode of Scooby-Doo where, you know, Mr. Withers puts on a goblin mask and is trying to protect his gold. It is almost as far-fetched as the fact that the villagers believe these are 7-foot aliens.
So that kind of gives a little bit of a summary on the police investigation as well. Now, going back to the original video, it backs, well, not the original video, but the video I've shown you just before, it does back up this claim.
And it was time for authorities to get involved. The Peruvian Navy and police traveled to the village and began investigations, after which they concluded that the perpetrators weren't aliens, but members of illegal gold mining gangs who traveled from Colombia and Brazil. They used advanced flying technology like thrusters that allow people to fly, and terrorized the Peruvian community. Sounds slightly anticlimactic, but the gangs must be given points for creativity. And thankfully, this wasn't the beginning of an alien invasion for Peru.
So that does kind of, you know, go into the depth of the entire situation. So, you know, I'm sorry to poop on everyone's parade, but, you know, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't kind of look into it and then just suddenly, if I suddenly turned around and was like, oh my goodness, it was aliens, when I actually know that it was these gold miners, you know, it just doesn't really work. But what's interesting is when you look back to the original photo, it makes a lot more sense. So we're not actually looking at an alien here. We're actually looking at a part of a gang who is an illegal part of an illegal gold mining gang, which has somehow got their hands on some pretty high-tech stuff to have, you know, thruster boots, jetpacks, and I can assume that the glowing eyes that they had, you know, mentioned in the villager witnesses' testimonies, basically, I would assume those are some form of goggles. It was in the night, so it might be night vision goggles to help them kind of maneuver their way around. They were in a jungle, so help them maneuver their way around this jungle type environment. You know, so when you've kind of got the actual information from the police reports and then you see it and look back at this, everything kind of has a logical explanation. But question is, how did they get hold of this technology? Like, what is really going on? And also, the 15-year-old who was almost kidnapped actually was found with neck injuries, which when you hear about the way that these gangs went in and how they were attacking people, utterly horrifically attacking people, it makes sense that there were neck injuries to the 15-year-old girl. So no, she was not getting abducted by aliens, but I actually think that what truly happened there was far scarier. So, to everyone that was telling me to check it out, I'm sorry if that's completely burst your bubble. I don't know, I'm sorry. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you have gone on to enjoy, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button. Subscribe if you are new and tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. And until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one, and I will spook to you later. Peace.